Hello! Shall we get started with our curriculum lessons for the week? Well, before we get started, I just want to show you some of the brilliant work that I had sent across from our Dress to Impress activities that I set last week on our learning sessions. So I just thought, I know it's really hard at home and we're all finding it a little bit tricky. And I just wanted you to realise that we're here if you want us to talk to you or to even listen. And sometimes it's nice to sit and talk to our family members about how we are feeling. So I set you a little task where you could have a little discussion of your emotions and even possibly put something on that made you feel proud or happy and changed and lifted your feelings. And I got some great things back, which you should be able to see on the screen. So this lovely young person here sent me in a very scary picture of himself in a mask, which made me a bit scared when I opened it up this morning. But it's lovely to see that it makes him feel strong and empowered. So thank you for sending this in. Here I have another picture of someone who says they love wearing shorts and t-shirts because it makes them feel cheerful and relaxed, which are lovely words. Here I've got a football kit, and when this person wears this, it makes them feel sporty, confident and strong. Okay, some great words there to describe how you're feeling in these outfits. And then I had some lovely work sent through as well that made me think about different activities you could be doing or different activities that you did and how they made you feel. And this person said that sometimes they felt a bit glum when the weather wasn't very nice, when it was raining or wet weather. And I bet you might be feeling a bit glum today with the snow, or you might be feeling the opposite if you enjoy the snow. So it might be mixed emotions. But there was lots of lovely things about how this person felt happy as well, about meeting up with friends and family and going to the park with her family as well. That makes her feel very happy. So there were some lovely things that got sent through. So thank you for that, because it has put a little smile on my face and cheered up my day. So in history, we have been exploring timelines. And I want you just to spend a couple of minutes now pausing this video and just talk about what you know from doing these lessons about timelines. So press the pause button now. Fabulous. So hopefully you've had a good little discussion about all the different things that you've been learning about. And I'm going to tell you some of the key points that I can remember that we have covered. So we've learned that timelines are when we put events in a chronological order. Okay, so that means the order in which they happened, starting with the first thing and all the way to the last thing. Okay, and we looked at timelines in terms of our life, so in terms of children, in terms of our school day and our parents' school day. And also we had a little explore, didn't we, about past, what's already happened, present, which is now, and things that might happen in the future. And we started to make some really nice predictions about what we'd like to be and aspirations for when we grow up, which we've had some lovely responses for. So today's lesson is going to be our last one in the history block, and tomorrow we're going to move on to geography, which is oh so exciting. So we're going to do a bit of a final lesson on timelines, and just to get our brains working, I have got a little timeline that I want us all to have a little go at doing here. So remember, timelines start from the earliest event to the last event, okay? We're popping them in chronological order, which is the order in which things happen. So we're going to do it on the life of a person, and I've got 5 pictures up here. So we're going to start on the first event and then move up to the last. I've got a teenager, a baby, a toddler, an adult, and a child. So I want you just to have a few minutes now to think which one comes first and then which few events happen afterwards on my timeline. Okay, so pause the video, have a little think, how would you order these? Fabulous. Right, now we're going to have a little go at ordering them. So I think that the first thing that would happen on our timeline, so when we're really young, We're not a toddler, it's younger than a toddler, a baby. So well done if you said that, okay? So the first thing on my timeline of humans is going to be a baby. Then after we are babies, what do we grow up to be? Is it teenagers next? You're right, it's a toddler, okay? So we are a toddler next, we're toddlers. We're learning to walk, we're learning to talk. My niece is a toddler and she's learning lots of new words at the moment, which is great. Then a little bit older than a toddler, so if we were doing this chronologically, would be a child. So well done if you got that correct. Then when we've grown out of primary school, we're starting to go to secondary school, be classed as a teenager. And then finally, we become an adult. So have a little think, where would you position yourself on this timeline? So I would say that I am here, okay? So I am an adult. And after this, I'm going to start getting a bit older. But where would you position yourselves on this timeline? Hopefully you've said child, okay? So remember, we're ordering our events from the first to the last. So well done for doing that with me at home. So today, your task is we're going to be pulling apart all the things that we have done previously in these history sessions. And I want us to have a little look at putting events in the order in which they happened. Now, we're going to do two timelines today. One of these is going to be about what I do after school and what you do after school. And the other one is going to be about what your parents used to do after school. So can you remember yesterday, and last week, we were starting to think about how our generation is different to our parents' generation, okay? So different things that they've been doing. So now we're going to do a bit of a reading activity on putting these events in the correct order on our timeline. And you might have already noticed that we've got some words that we have been using, these time adverbials. We've got first, then, next, after that, later on, and then we've got, before bedtime. I like that one. So we're going to have a little go at doing this together, and then I want you to have a little go at doing this at home as well. So let's have a read as to what these ones say. So I'm going to pause. I want you to pause it for 30 seconds and I want you to read what is on each of these captions, okay? Because these are the events we're going to place on our timeline. So pause it now and just have a little read of these. Super. Right, so I'm going to read through them now. So the first one says, I have a bath and read my book. I go to sleep. I watch TV, I play on my iPad, I get driven home, and I eat my dinner. Okay, so what's the first thing you do after school? Do you go to sleep? No. Do you watch TV? Possibly, but I think there's something that you might do before you watch TV, and I think that is you get driven home. Okay, or you walk home. Some of you might walk home. I know some people, particularly today, have told me that they walk home. So after they get driven home, what do you do? I know, you might play on your iPad. Then you might watch a bit of TV. What do you do after that? What do you do after that? Do you go to sleep? Do you have a bath? Or do you eat your dinner? I would say eat my dinner. And after we've eaten my dinner, I have a bath and read my book, and then I go to sleep. So these are the events that happen in a typical rough timeline of what happens after school. But then remember, we said, didn't we, that we were also having a little look today at our parents and what they have done after school, and then we can have a little comparison about it. So here again, I've got my statements at the bottom. So just pause this video and have a little read of them for me. Fabulous, well done for reading that. So now you're going to do the similar activity and you're going to pop the events in order in which your parents did these things after school. So the first one would be they walked home. What would they do after they walked home? I know, I think they played outside. Can you remember we said that we didn't really have iPads and computers, but they did lots of games outside. That's something that your parents and grandparents really enjoyed. Then they ate their dinner. And then after the dinner, what do you think your parents helped to do? You're right, they helped clear up before having a bath and reading their book and going to sleep. So your first job today is this, okay? So this is on the school website if you would like it, or we've got work packs in school if you'd like to come and collect them. I want you to cut these out down here, and just like we've done, once you've cut them out, I want you to place them on the correct parts of my timelines. And have a little think and see if you can notice any similarities or differences that we've already explored before. Once you've done that, I want you to have a little bit of thinking time. And this thinking time links back to all what we've learned about our generations, okay, and timelines. So I want us now to have a little bit of a reflection. Miss Reed apparently can't spell history today. So there we go. So what have I learnt in history? So I want us to just spend a few minutes, and you don't need to write anything down for this session. This would be nice just to have a bit of reflection time, have some thinking time, and then maybe talk to the adults or even your brothers and sisters around you and tell them what you found out from doing this unit. This is possibly the longest one we've done in the past few weeks. So have a little think. What are the things that we have learned? So I'll start you off, and then I want you to have a little bit of thinking time. So you might say that you have learned what a timeline is. Okay, so you've learned what a timeline is just from doing this. Are there any other things that you might have learned? Have a little think. What other things might you have learned? Pause the video, have a little thinking time. Okay, so some of the different things you might have said include, I have learnt different toys that my parents played with. Okay, so I've learnt about different toys that my parents played with. Oh dear, that's gone off the screen so you can't see it. There we go, that's a bit better. You might have also said, I have learnt about the different games they used to play. You might have also said, I have learnt how to put things in on a timeline. I have learnt how to put events on a timeline. Or I have learnt to, or I know, maybe not I have learned, but I have thought about what job I want to do when I'm older. That's a good one as well. You have probably learned lots more things than I have just written down there, but there are a few things that you might want to talk about at home. So this is a bit of an extra reflection task for you to have a little go at doing. Hopefully you've enjoyed doing this history unit, because I've definitely enjoyed seeing all the fabulous work that you've produced. And we shall see you tomorrow for more curriculum lessons, or even later today for phonics. Goodbye, everyone.